Dzień dobry, czy może raczej dobry wieczór. Pozostały jeszcze 2 godziny maintenance do Infinity Niki i stwierdziłam, że jak już będę maniaczyć do prawdopodobnie południa od 5 rano, to ja będę nie do życia i potrzebuję jakiegoś zapasu filmów. I odkryłam tę grę pewnie wczoraj, może przedwczoraj, nie wiem. Stwierdziłam, że chcę pograć w coś porąbanego. To jest, jak to się nazywa? Nowela graficzna? Pardon. To jest bardzo porąbane z tego, co widziałam i gdyby to była książka, to by było pewnie dla mnie 5/5. Zobaczycie, o co chodzi. Te niektóre rzeczy nie mogę póki co klikać. Zgaduję, że to się odblokuje dopiero na końcu gry, jak już wszystko będziemy wiedzieć na spokojnie. Może też wam nawet nagram niki, bo też pomyślałam sobie w zasadzie, że jeżeli zacznę traktować ten kanał jako taki mój śmietniczek, pamiętniczek, niżeli coś poważnego, chyba lepiej mi będzie z tym. Dobrze. Pumpkin Eater. Oczywiście nie włączyłam cenzury, chyba nic tu już takiego nie będzie. Mam cappuccino o smaku słonego karmelu, tylko na razie jest strasznie gorące. Chciałabym się napić, bo trochę gardło mnie boli od picia samej wody. Wiecie, takie upały, że aż sucho w gardle. Okropnie. Czy ja mam kliknąć? Tak. Nobody knew how it happened. A boy, barely reaching double digits in years, was lying dead in the driveway. Grey and red pulp was painted everywhere. Back the car up! Back the car up already! How did he get under there, laying down to draw? Some freak force of nature. I'm trying, woman! An innocent life was taken too soon and too violently. Was it the will of some cruel god? A woman ran to the body, attempting to reattach fragments of jaw back onto the skull. One figure jumped out of the car in pursuit while the other was frozen in place outside. She had watched the full event unfold in front of her. Baby, speak to me, please. He's dead. No, he's not. Look, he's still moving. Don't you hear him crying? You've gone mad. And you've gone deaf. We need to save our son. There's still hope left. Drive him to the hospital. His brain's all over the pavement. He has already left this world. No, he hasn't. You are a liar. Help me. But... Now, if you care about me and your children... He can't stay out here like this. Bring him inside before the neighbors come. We'll deal with this later. It's okay. Shh. You can hug me tighter, darling. Within a minute. He's still alive. Mommy, what's going on? Don't worry. There was just a little accident, but everything is going to be okay. I promise. We should replace his head. Quick! Our garden, a pumpkin should be the best size. The perfect nuclear family torn apart. Their lives would forever be changed. Peter, Pumpkin Eater, had a wife but couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell and there he kept her very well. Muszę przyznać, że ambient troszeczkę daje mi na myśl Podgrodzie z Wiedźmina. The mother stood panting and admiring her creation, wiping off any blood from her hands onto her apron. It was a little crude, yes, but it worked better than she expected. Jakie śliczne kolorki. O, widzi, dynie. Outside, the father stared into the sky while the daughter couldn't look away from the driveway mess. Her head hurt from crying her heart out. Haha, myślicie, że nie powiem tyle R naraz? It's going to rain soon. It will wash everything away, as if nothing happened. Are we really not going to do anything? I will think of something. That is tougher than you think. For now, humor your mother by going alone. I'll be hosing down the driveway. I'm scared. I hate this. The father reassuringly patted her on the shoulder. Dla niego już nie ma ratunku. Though he was a man of few words, the father did love his wife, but most importantly, he loved his image. He didn't want his family to be branded as miscreants. They had just committed vehicular manslaughter. There had to be a way of disposing of the body. Dinner's ready, you two. Please come inside. Oh my. Przepraszam za myszkę. Oh my. Co my tu mamy? Książka, różyczki na stoliczku przygotowane, zastawione. The two were greeted by the son, who was sitting in the grandpa's old wheelchair. Spuchnięte ręce, obkrwawione, ale głowy nie widać. Nogi tak samo są takie posiniaczone. Wszyscy na niego patrzą, prócz ojca. The most bizarre sight, however, was a pumpkin in the place of a human head, its face carved into a welcoming grin. One could still see the remnants of the original crushed head within the holes. See? The head looks just like him! He said he likes his chair, but wishes it wasn't so squeaky. Dear, could you do me a favor and purchase some oil tomorrow? Of course. Well, everyone, don't just stand there catching flies. Let us wash our hands and begin the dinner prayer so we can eat. There was little talk at the table. What was there to say anyway? Despite the gloomy atmosphere, the mother was unusually lively. Here comes the airplane! She was spoon-feeding him. The daughter grimaced at her, shoving mashed potatoes into the son's mouth. The girl looked at the father for guidance, but he did not return her gaze. Nie pomożesz w rzucie kostką. The daughter focused her attention back to the food on her plate. It smelled good, but the meat resembled an awful lot like her brother's. She heaved. After silently washing the dishes with her mother, the daughter headed straight to bed. She had no energy left in her. Ja codziennie od jakiegoś czasu. It's rude leaving your brother at the table, you know? You know? He's going to sleep with me? Of course! Why wouldn't he? You two have always shared the bedroom. Why is he so hard to move? His joints are all locked up. I swear he was much more relaxed this afternoon. Using all of her strength, the grumbling mother laid the son in his bed. Jak go pacnęła, słyszeliście to? Może wam to podbije. She first tucked in the son, then the daughter, making sure to kiss each of their foreheads. Przepraszam, muszę się napić tego cappuccino, bo mi się troszkę język plącze. Nie rozgrzałam. Sweet dreams, you two. Good night, mom. Ale świetny ambient. With the flick of the switch, the room fell into darkness. Even with the daughter's back turned, she knew those carved eyes were boring into her. Dzień pierwszy od zgonu syna. Have a good day at work. Remember what I have told you. Dear, that is final. Wake up, it's time for school. Dziwne proporcje ma ta matka. Damn, jaką ma szyję potężną. Her brother was still laying in bed, so it wasn't a nightmare after all. As per usual, the mother tied the daughter's bow, blue, her favorite color. A to ciekawe w zasadzie, że dziewczynki łóżko, znaczy tak podejrzewam, jest niebieściutkie takie, no nie? Lampka też widziałam, że jest niebieska, więc albo syn lubił zielony, albo to jakoś, nie wiem jak to słowo powiedzieć po polsku, indykuje, że nie wiem, że coś jest nie tak, że kolor rozkładu, no niby się nie utopił, więc nie może być zielony z tego powodu. Your brother needs to stay at home for a while, so he can recover from his injuries. Listen, whatever you do, don't tell anyone what happened yesterday. It will be our family's little secret. Do you understand? Błagam, jeżeli ktokolwiek w waszym domu, do was tak mówi, w waszym domu, przy najbliższej pierwszej okazji kierujcie się do zaufanego dorosłego i mówcie, że jak najbardziej jest coś nie tak w waszym domu. Wasze życie będzie piękniejsze. Okay? I'm glad you are so well behaved. Mommy and Daddy are trying their best despite our predicament. The girl shuffled off towards the school bus, completely bewildered at the mother's nonchalant attitude. After waving the daughter goodbye, the older woman returned to the house. Only the mother and son remained. Thankfully, his body had loosened up again, so it was easier to carry him out of bed and into the wheelchair. Rigor mortis już przeminął, tak? Don't get so full of yourself. You'll still have to study at home. Oh, don't give me that look either. You know puppy dog eyes are my weakness. Ah. Today was typically the day she spent cleaning the entire house. Despite her being a stay-at-home mother, it was a full job taking care of the estate, not to mention her family. Ta lalka. She pulled out the vacuum cleaner. Several hours of busy work would be good to take her mind off of yesterday's events. Ona już zapomniała wszystkim. O, jestem bardzo thirsty, bardzo. Dziękuję za pytanie. Would you like me to bring you a drink? You're not. That's fine. If you need anything, just call for me and I'll be there in a jiffy. It was a lovely day today, and her son could use some fresh air. Ten dom niebawem raczej też. The mother pushed him out to the veranda behind the house. It faced the family's pumpkin patch, so no noisy neighbors could see him. Humming, the mother entered a comfortable cleaning rhythm, letting all the worries slip away. O, to jest autko jeszcze. Jezusku! The sky suddenly opened up. The mother was glad for the sudden rain. Their pumpkin patch desperately needed it. Ich syn też potrzebuje podlania. Wait! Her son was still outside. The mother dragged him inside and threw several towels on him. She pressed against them, drying him as fast as she could. What a fool she was, taking him outside really was a bad idea. She promised herself she wouldn't slip up like that again. Oh dear, your clothes are soaking wet. I can't have you catching a cold. I'm going to have to change them if that is alright with you. O, musisz mieć to z głowy, nie? Dinner was again silent. Usually the daughter was the chattest, bragging forever about what she had learned in school or in her books that day. Now she was poking hers too. It takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. The daughter refused to respond. Huffing in annoyance, the mother turned her attention to her husband. Your son and I had a great time together. He was very quiet, but did complete his required reading. I considered it great progress. I am heading to the bar. Dear, but we haven't finished yet. I'll be back soon. Goodness, what has gotten into everyone? After dinner and its cleanup ended, the mother and daughter went their separate ways. The mother fell fast asleep, but in the daughter's bedroom, the girl was looking for any sign of life in her brother. Oh my god. Pale skin, dried blood around his neck, and a burgundy discoloration in the arms and hands. It just wasn't human. A muszę przyznać, że ładny, taki gradiencik kolorystyczny, bardzo mi się podoba. Patrzcie, on niby ma też niebieską piżamę, więc podejrzewałabym, że oboje mieli niebieskie sety pościeli. Więc nie wiem, jakaś aluzja? She reached out for his arm. Touching her brother was a familiar occurrence. Play fighting, sharing food, she interacted with him as any sibling would. Even if the two had spent hours in snow, she had never touched a person so cold before. The daughter shrank back. She lacked the heart to continue calling him her brother. The figure tucked gently into bed was an it. Without a word, she pulled the covers over the body. Dzień drugi, odkąd chłopiec nie żyje. It's school time! Please get dressed! When the daughter awoke, she found the body back to leering at her. The blanket must have slipped off during the night, uncovering the head once more. A fly landed on the pumpkin. Prawdziwy villain. Hello? Who is this? Yes, I am the mother. Yes, ma'am. I assure you everything is fine with my son. He's been feeling a little under the weather lately. Thank you, goodbye. The teacher on the phone sounded incredibly displeased. Timeliness and attendance had always been one of the family's virtues, so the mother was quite embarrassed. In addition, the mother felt guilty for not informing the teacher about her son's absence ahead of time, but her husband kept instructing her not to speak about her son's accident. The father did not return that night. The mother attempted some small talk. Tylko nie to! Apagę! So, how was your day today? Learned anything fun? Może syna to zapytaj. Kind of. Was dinner to your liking? You need to eat your vegetables to grow big and strong. I guess. Your brother was telling me a funny story today about how you both accidentally broke a vase by playing tag. You were so horrified you ran out of the house and climbed a tree to hide. He tried to save you by climbing the tree, but ended up getting stuck there too. You two must have been up there for an hour by the time your father and I came home from the grocery store. I swear, you kids are always up to mischief whenever your parents are out of the house. The mother chuckled and spoon-fed some more broccoli to the son. Oh yes, Nienawidzę brokułów, tak samo jak i szpinaku. The house was starting to smell. It was musty, like meat starting to spoil. The daughter knew exactly what was causing that odor, and it made her stomach churn. After dinner, we can put on the radio. The Lone Ranger might be on. You like cowboys, don't you? No, not really. I'm heading to bed. Fine, then. Your brother and I will enjoy the program without you, Miss Grumpy Pants. Huh. Dzień trzeci, odkąd chłopiec nie żyje. The mother's first task of the day, after sending the daughter and her husband off, was to attend to her son. She hadn't noticed it before, but certain areas of the child's skin were discolored. Chyba nic nie przybyło. Raczej nie. It had the same green and blue hues of a bruise, but the eerie marbling patterns were nothing like she had seen before. At least it was faint. Nie, widzę tylko czerwone póki co. Tutaj może jakieś żyłki. Were you playing with markers? Pulling out a sponge, she washed the spot, but it refused to scrub off. She retrieved her makeup kit to cover up the blemishes. Oh my god. Tomorrow she will look for a stronger cleaner for his skin. Rozpuści mu skórę. Sweetheart, could you pass the salt to your brother? He looks like he needs some. The daughter hesitated. But he's... okay. I appreciate you be so well behaved since your brother's injury. It makes Mommy's job just a little easier. Don't worry, that. He will be back to running around with you in no time. Again, the father did not return for dinner. The daughter was beginning to think that he had run away for good. She did not blame him, but why couldn't he take her away with him? Ponieważ macie gdzieś. Ponieważ najważniejsze jest to, że on sobie gdzieś pójdzie i tak naprawdę nie obchodzi go to, co się dzieje w domu, ponieważ obchodzi go tylko jak ta rodzina wygląda na zewnątrz i to, co mają sąsiedzi do powiedzenia. Liczy się status. As the women were cleaning up, the door flung open. It was father! Widzicie? Rumieniec się pojawił. The girl's nose crinkled at the heavy liquor smell coming from him. Hello? Home, heading to bed, no dinner needed. It took you long enough. I'm not happy. Our son needs you right now. I don't want to hear you nagging, woman. The daughter sprinted to her room before she became caught in the crossfire. She could already hear the screaming in the parents' bedroom. Knowing her mother, this could take hours. Oh my god. Dynia się zaczęła rozkładać. To chyba nie jest jeszcze pleśń, nie? Ile się może dynia? Nie, no ja pamiętam, że dynie to mogły wieki stać w zasadzie. Like the several days before, the siblings found themselves staring at each other in bed. The foulness of his scent made her eyes burn like moldy salami. She failed to suppress a tremble as she noticed the white fuzz growing in the vegetable's eye. Czyli jednak pleśń. Ale po 5 dniach? Nie wiem, ja to pamiętam, że te na przykład takie dekoracyjne to długo potrafiły stać. Ale w sumie jak wycinałam w takich normalnych dyniach do jedzenia, to nie pamiętam. Nie no, postały długo zawsze. She felt nothing but sympathy for the corpse. He deserved a proper burial like grandpa. Not kept around in this desecrated state. Brother, are you in heaven? Are you at peace right now? 5 dni odkąd chłopiec nie żyje. The entire family was keeping to themselves in the living room. The father was reading a newspaper, the daughter playing with jacks, the son sitting silently in the corner, and the mother frantically running around, spraying as much bug spray as she could. Czyli się zaczyna. Oj, coś tutaj widzę niebieskiego faktycznie teraz, chyba że to po prostu zasłania, a on ma. Tak, tutaj coś widzę już niebieskiego, no. Ugh, there are flies everywhere. I'm so sick of their buzzing. I'm worried that all of the noise is bothering our son. He needs as much sleep as possible. As much sleep? Co ja powiedziałam? As much sleep as possible to recover. Dear, do you think something went bad in the pantry? If you help me move some boxes, I can clean it out today. Dear, are you listening? The father threw his newspaper on the floor. I'm tired of playing pretend. You are taking this too far. What do you mean? As in, I am disposing of his body. Properly. I am digging his grave, and you will not stop me. Without hesitation, he left the room and returned with a shovel. He grabbed the wheelchair. The mother also latched onto it, pulling it to her side with all her might. Left and right, the bloated body was jostled between the parents, almost ready to topple over out of its seat. No, leave him alone. You can't keep him like this. Yes, I can. He's our son. Stop scaring him. For heaven's sake, he's green and smells like sewage. Does that sound normal to you? The wife should always listen to the husband. Don't be foolish. Once he's buried in the pumpkin patch, we shall never speak of this again. A couple inches to the right, and the china glass would have blinded him. Don't you dare take him away from me! Her outburst was completely uncharacteristic to the father and daughter, and it shocked them. Who or what had possessed the mother? Please, we can get you some help. You are being hysterical. The mother opened a nearby drawer and grabbed a large knife. She was a good cook and knew her cutlery well. The woman looked terrified, shakily holding the knife, but wholly prepared to strike in defense. I would die before ever letting my children get in harm's way. You are a danger to us. I will do it. I'm not afraid to do it. The father dropped the shovel, backing slowly away until he was trapped against the wall. Unfortunately for him, the mother closed the distance between the two. That's right, you were the one who ran him over in the first place, so don't you dare lay another finger on his head, murderer! Oh my god, przepraszam. I've been following your every order, but look where that's gotten us. For the sake of our children, I think it's time you started listening to me. We're going to continue taking care of our son, because he had a nasty accident and needs our help. Do you understand? The wife raised the knife at his face. I said, do you understand? Yes, I understand. Don't hurt me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Nosisz spodnie czy coś, tak? Coś takiego mówiłeś przypadkiem? Good. Now we are going to have ourselves a nice little dinner. Any objections? The room stayed silent. Mother's demeanor became gentler, but she continued to grip that knife as if her life depended on it. I'm glad. Sweetheart, please follow Mommy and help her out. We are returning your brother to the bedroom. I think things are a little too loud for him around here. You two have been so inconsiderate. Ja myślę, że ta lalka po prostu siedzi jej na ramieniu i jej podpowiada, szepta jej do łóżka, co ona ma robić. 7 dni odkąd chłopiec nie żyje. Happy birthday! Unwrap it already. Wow, a bike. Thank you. Sure thing, sport. How about we break it in after the party? Yes, please. This is the best day ever. Can I ride it too? No way, you still need training wheels. Mom, he's been mean. Don't get too rowdy. You still have to unwrap the last of your presents. Who else wants another slice of cake? Me. Bra, moje gardło. 10 głosów naraz. Oh my. Teraz pasuje idealnie do pościeli. Bardzo mi się podoba to połączenie kolorystyczne. Właśnie w Niki ma teraz ładny strój chiński teraz wejść i będzie góra taka gradientowa właśnie, a spódnica będzie taka zielonkawa. Are you mad at mommy and daddy for hurting you? Thank goodness, I feel so relieved. I always tell your daddy to be more careful when he's driving, but he never listens. Skoro nie patrzy w tył, to jakim cudem on prawko zdał? The mother picked out another maggot and tossed it into a bin. It was starting to overflow, but at least she was making progress removing the squirming creatures. Oh, matko żygne. I know, that feels much better, doesn't it? She was a patient woman. His healing process shouldn't take much longer. 10 dni, odkąd chłopiec nie żyje. I was a little late today waking you up. Please get dressed as soon as possible. Ugh. Bottle after bottle, the mother used her aerosol freshener to help air out the room. With her other hand, she squashed a scuttling beetle. Ręką? By now she was certain that something went bad in the pantry for there to be such a large bug infestation. As much as she wasn't looking forward to it, she may have to clean out the entire pantry. Ja wczoraj. Mało się nie pożegam. She smacked a fly who was resting on top of her son's head. Dziecko bijesz. Oh my, I'm sorry for using the fly swatter on you. Did it hurt? Bo dziwne, że mu głowa nie odpadła, nie? While the mother was hard at work cleaning the house, the daughter nowadays avoided going inside as much as possible. Every day when she came home, her brother's body would be happily greeting her. She just couldn't handle the rotten sights and smells anymore. The smell of his exudation was overpowering. Green and brown juices dripped from his head and soaked his clothes. It wasn't rotten meat or spoiled milk anymore. It was death. No kids wanted to be near her either. In the corner of her eye, she could see them gag and hold their noses as if she was the deceased one herself. Oh my god. Are you sure you don't want to stay with me a little longer? Właśnie, jak to przeczytałam, to miałam takie zwątpienie, czy to ma być jakieś erotyczne, czy bardziej smaczne, czy tak, ale tu śmierdzi. I can't. I have to get back to home to my wife. But you've been looking so stressed recently. Is everything okay at home? The father let out a deep sigh. Not particularly. Oh dear. Oh dear indeed. I haven't been treated the best recently. My wife has been so demanding, screaming at me for the littlest things. She's strutting around like she wears the pants around the house now. Tak? I can't get any peace and quiet in my own home. I need to show her who's boss. She can't keep pushing me around like this. I'm a man, for God's sake. I wish you luck. You can always keep crawling back to me to lick your wounds. Where have you been? It's rather late. Work. Our son was asking about you today because you failed to show up for supper. Again, you are worrying him sick. Every single day you talk about that blasted son. I don't like how you do your job and make the money. I take care of the house and kids. Why is that so hard for you to understand? Yet you call me foolish. He was humiliated from how quickly she shut him down. At least she couldn't dictate his actions outside of the home. He berated himself for his cowardice. To jak tam? 14 dni odkąd chłopiec nie żyje. Darling, I'm sorry that dinner was a little rushed. Taking care of your brother was consuming most of my day today. It was worse than rushed. More like she threw random ingredients, inedible or not, into a pot. This past week it seemed that most of her meals were ending in this similar fate. The daughter poked a semi-charred apple with her fork. Ah! There was a maggot living in her food. Oh my! What have I told you about not washing your hands before you eat? You need to wash them more frequently. Were you playing outside? Stop it already! How can you two continue pretending everything is normal? Dear, tell her that everything is so normal. The father looked like he was in a trance, rhythmically chewing his food without a care in the world. Czy coś się zmieniło? Bo troszeczkę przestałam zwracać uwagę w sumie na ciałko chłopca. Nie wiem, czy przybyło zielonego. Raczej nie. Za to stary się zapuścił. Chyba przestał się golić. Tak myślę. Rękę ma też jakąś taką siną? Myślicie, że go bije? No to się przestaje śmiać. Listen to your mother more. She is correct. It's not true. Why do you insist on talking back? You're a child. You don't understand anything. Treat your parents with some respect. Ale za co was ma respektować? Za to, że żyje w brudzie? Za to, że trzymacie zwłoki jej brata w domu i każecie jej spać z nimi w pokoju? Ja nawet nie. The mother began to spoon-feed the body again. The spoon's contents also heartily containing maggots. A milk-white maggot slipped from the softening pumpkin head and landed onto the spoon, oblivious to the mother. Tak, pamiętam, nie wiem z którego CSI, że to 2 tygodnie. Jezu, które to było CSI, że typ miał obsesję na punkcie prosiaczka i obserwował stan rozkładu i na tej zasadzie ustalali, ile ciało już, wiecie, ma. 2 tygodnie i się takie tłuste, białe właśnie pojawiają. Yummy, isn't it? Oh God, she was going to retch. I'm going to my room. As you should. No supper for the rest of the night. The daughter was forced to cart the body back into their bedroom, making sure to avoid touching his slimy body as little as possible. His abdomen, distended beyond belief, was straining to rip through his clothes. The gorging insects were taking delight in how he was a balloon ready to pop. Tak, gazy wszelkie się w nim już nazbierały. Więc wszystko ma dosłownie napuchnięte. Who knew what putrid horrors were trapped inside him? The girl fell to her knees weeping. Mother kept saying everything was fine, but of course it wasn't. What wouldn't she give to return to normalcy? Whatever did she do to deserve this torture? Nic, kochanie. Absolutnie nic nie zrobiłaś. If only she and her brother hadn't been roughhousing when the car came. When she looked up, the body was now facing away from her, giving her some semblance of privacy during her grief. Or was he always facing that way? She couldn't remember. Thank you. Of course there would be no response, yet she still felt the urge to say something. Kocham słowo urge. I miss you, brother. I miss you so much. 17 dni odkąd chłopiec nie żyje. School! Now! Oh my god. Szary już jest, ależ musi śmierdzieć, o matko. Tutaj coś się w koszuli też porobiło. Another day, another garbage bag full of empty bug spray. The mother dabbed away any leakage from the son's body, alongside some flaky adipocere. What the fuck is this? It was too much of a mess moving him in and out of the wheelchair anymore, not to mention ruining her upholstery, so she might as well clean him where he sat. You need to take care of yourself more. The last time I sponge-bathed you was when you were a wee baby. Not to say you are not still mommy's little baby. She was frustrated with how many rags it took to maintain her son's cleanliness. He was slowly making his way through her favorite dish racks. The pelican-patterned one she was using was soaked with murky browns and greens. My gosh. Her poor pumpkin seemed to be covered in a greasy black substance. It wasn't his job to clean the stovetop. Matko, słychać jak szoruje. The mother dabbed harder against his arm, accidentally scraping off a small section of skin. She groaned when more fluid oozed from the spot. Your sister has been refusing to help with laundry. Can you believe it? I wish she was as well behaved as you. Okay. No one else wants to spend time with dear old mom. That's why you have always been mommy's favorite. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Hello? Yes, this is the mother. Widzicie? Straciła totalnie swoją tożsamość. Stała się matką. To już jest jej tożsamość. Jest matką. Nie ma imienia, nie ma nazwiska, jest matką. A to jest jej syn, który też nie ma imienia już. What? My daughter said that? About that, I think a raccoon died in the walls. We are going to have to get it looked at. Yeah, she's just overreacting. Children have such a vivid imaginations. Her fist clenched. That girl. Because the school bus had long since left, the mother had to drive to school to pick her up. They drove back in silence, with the daughter awkwardly fidgeting. The mother looked like she was about to blow a gasket. Okay, explain yourself. Your teacher said that you were insistent on not returning home because there's a corpse in our house. Do you know how embarrassed I was? But it's true. There are insects crawling all over him and the house. I don't know how much more I can take. I feel so sick. The mother glanced at the body. What's that, darling? She's been quite rude. Yes, I agree with you. Mom, he's dead. He will never respond. When will you do something about it? It's awful living here. What a horrible thing to say about your brother. I thought I raised you better than that. Everything has gone downhill since he died. You don't do my hair bow anymore. The food is rotten. Daddy barely ever comes home, and I can't stand all this smell. I know you are still grieving, but when will you ever get it through your thick head? Oh my! Damn, girl! Oh. No tak. The mother's eyes widened at the reddening of her hand and to her weeping daughter on the floor. The woman had spanked both of her children for misbehaving before, but she had never stricken their faces. You hit me! Sweetie, I didn't mean it. I don't know what came a hold of me. You know I'm so stressed from taking care of your brother. I don't know who you are anymore, but you are not my mom. I hate you. Darling. No, you can't hide this anymore. I'm telling the police about you and my brother. She sprinted to the phone, but the mother grabbed her by the hair. Pain seared through the girl's body. You insolent child, after everything I've done for you. It hurts, mother, it hurts. You're going to rip my scalp off. A prepubescent girl had no physical power over a fully grown woman. The daughter was dragged across the wood floor, using all of her strength to attempt to release herself. When the mother reached the children's bedroom, she threw the girl inside. The door locked. Let me out! I'm begging you! Mommy is so tired. The poor wretched girl banged and banged again on the door, to no avail. The mother wasn't even listening to her. And I'm sure you are tired of arguing as well. Daddy disagreed for a while, but he eventually learned that Mommy always knows best. Mother Gothel. All we have to do is wait a bit longer until your brother heals up. You believe Mommy, don't you? I need to tell your father about this. He will not be pleased. No, I'm sorry. If you were truly sorry, you would have been a better sister. You can beat it now. Damn. That night, the daughter had a nightmare. Maggots covered every square inch of her body, twisting and writhing to find any way to burrow deeper inside. She would have screamed if her mouth wasn't equally stuffed with maggots. The white worms slithered across the remains of her tongue, bashing against the walls of her pumpkin head, trying to escape. She could feel their tiny mouths eating away at her, bite by bite. Hello there, my sweet baby boy. I was just checking up on you. Did I disturb your sleep? No, she wasn't her brother. Leave her alone. You haven't fallen asleep yet. Are you having trouble? I can read you a bedtime story if you would like. Which one do you want to hear? If I remember correctly, the ugly duckling was your favorite. She sat down next to the daughter, unaware of the slimy, squirming creatures crawling their way onto the hem of her dress. Buzzing blowflies danced above the two. And she began to read. The air was suffocating. Good night. May you have sweet dreams. Mwah. She kissed the pumpkin. Dark slime clung to her lips from her sweet goodnight smooch. The room fell into darkness, leaving the daughter alone, coughing and gagging into the night. 20 dni odkąd chłopiec nie żyje. Yes, Mom. My daughter is at home too. The kids' measles have gotten pretty bad, but they should be returning to school any day now. Yes, of course, I've been homeschooling them in the meantime. What do you think I've been doing this entire time? My babies will be back when they are ready, not a day sooner. You can stop calling now. The mother was exhausted from the incessant phone calls. Just yesterday, the electric company had threatened to shut down the power if the bills weren't paid. But she knew she had to pay them. The son's skin looked even worse today. Concerningly worse. His skin was a soaked paper towel, tearing just as easily. The mother brought out more of her makeup kit, ready to powder all of the putrefaction. Though, unlike her previous attempts, her son's skin refused to obey. Like a silk glove, the skin slipped off, landing silently onto the ground. The ease of such a feat shocked her. Then more, and more and more, until he was resembling some bloated lizard emerging from his mouth. With each opening, a drip of black stew, like goo, kept trickling down his limbs. No, 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 no! Don't do this, don't do this! She pressed her hands against him to hamper any further sloughing. In retaliation, a geyser of thick fluid spurted from his torso, accompanied by air too foul to describe. Finally, the stream of bodily liquids came to rest. The child in front of her was partially deflated, sagging farther into his soaked seat. This wasn't good. Why wouldn't her husband take their child to the hospital? The mother was damn near ready to herself, but she knew the jostling from the trip would make things worse. Even the lightest touch of her hands was not safe anymore. Tears welled in her eyes. What more could she do? On the contrary, the son's face was twisted into some relieved grin. The tired woman looked down. Her dress's hem was dyed in an assortment of dark fluid. Touching her dress only further coated her hands in the mucus. 22 dni, odkąd chłopiec nie żyje. Anytime the daughter's door was unlocked, it was to slip in food. The timing was irregular, making it difficult to calculate when she should escape. She could hardly eat the food anyway. Not one meal passed without a wiggly maggot hiding inside. Being trapped in this festering room made her entire body itch. She brushed off a hungry fly crawling on her arm. Their usual food source had been relocated to the living room for several days now, but they were more than happy to bother her. Znaczy wiecie, jeżeli już wszystko tak przesiąkło tym smrodem zgnicia, rozkładu ciała tego chłopca, bardzo możliwe też, że muchy tak się rozbestwiły, że zaczynają też na żywych pasożytować, to nie? No bo ona koniec końców też już śmierdzi. The daughter remembered Job, a figure from the Bible. Despite all the suffering and adversity he was given, he never gave up hope and was rewarded in the end. She could make it through this too. One power the daughter had over her mother was retaining her wits. Właśnie. Może jakoś wykiwać, skoro jeszcze trzeźwo myśli. The police are here. But why? The mother glanced at the rooms behind her. Hide him and make sure the police don't hear the children. Good afternoon, officers. What business do you have here? Excuse me, ma'am. We were called here today because of a smell complaint. One of your neighbors isn't happy. Yes, sirs. Everything is all right. We've been having all sorts of pest problems and have been doing everything we can to clean them out. Insects in the pantry, raccoons in the walls. It's all a living nightmare. Phew! I sure can smell it. Do you have a stinky cheese factory hidden in there? The three awkwardly chuckled. Ha 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 ha. The caller also mentioned that your son hasn't been seen in a while. Yes, it's a case of the measles. I'm afraid he hasn't been improving as quickly as I had hoped. I've been so worried. Everything seems to be piling up. My husband keeps saying he doesn't have time to help. He's always working. The mother wiped her eyes as the policemen lowered their hats to their chests. Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. We won't bother you anymore. Our best wishes for your son getting better. Czy to są jakieś bardzo wczesne lata? Nie wiem, 50., 60. Podejrzewałabym też po ubraniach to. Ale no... Mniej więcej, może troszeczkę później zaczęli być bardziej kumaci, że jak taki smród w domu, to jednak trzeba sprawdzić, wiecie, że sąsiedzi narzekają na smród, dziecko nie było widziane już przez jakiś czas, no teraz już by, przeszukiwaliby już. Thank you. You are too kind. I'll be sure to tell him. The daughter's mouth was gagged with an old sock. O matko. Behind her, her father was tying her arms with rope. The man had little idea how to do it and was trying to barbarically force the limbs into a position they shouldn't go. Your mother cares about us. You know that, don't you? You can see how much she loves your brother. She will come around and then we can go back to being a family. Why did her father keep listening to that monster? The daughter let out a muffled wail. Finally, the man turned to stare at her. Instead of a cold glare, he looked pained from heartbreak. He placed what might have been a loving hand on her shoulder, but he seemed too lost to tell. Yes, that's it. She was his child, remember? Surely he realized what he was doing to her. Blah. Any trace of empathy vanished when he heard the returning high heels of mother. What took you so long? Come with me to the entrance. Her arms were bright red from struggling against the rope. No, don't leave her. On the opposite side of the room, the son's untied body was mocking her. A large section of hand ligament and muscle dribbled onto the wheelchair seat. Ooh. Eventually, the police drove away. The parents did not return to unbind her. Was it because they forgot? Or did they know she would attempt to escape again? Chłopiec nie żyje od 25 dni. Both the father and mother were staring at the black limb on the floor. It was soft and delicate, like wet tissue paper. Likewise, the child was rapidly falling apart, his smashy pumpkin head barely attaching to the neck. I thought after receiving his new head, he would be recovering, but every day he gets worse and worse. What's wrong? What should we do? That's it. What if we replace the body too? His body wasn't compatible with the head, so we should find a new body that is. The neighbor's son. They are the same age. Bring the child here tonight and don't keep me waiting. Our son needs his body more than their brat does. Ugh. The daughter was awakened by the muffled sounds of struggling and whimpering. What was going on? A child's scream in the basement answered her question. Would she be next? The daughter did the only thing she could think of. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. Footsteps grew closer to her bedroom. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners. Your mother wants to see you. No. Oh my God. There was an uninvited person in the basement, and he was dead. He was fresh, and the pumpkin on his head was even fresher. Her parents really did kill someone. In the corner, her brother's body was callously cast aside. Już nieważne. Look, darling, look! Your brother is all better now. Aren't you happy? We don't have to worry anymore. The mother stepped towards the daughter, completely drenched in blood. The daughter wanted to vomit, but the father held her still, unable to run away from her maniacal matriarch. Ah, I'm so glad you agree. Things will finally go back to normal. Don't forget, you have school tomorrow, so you can take your brother with you. She was prancing around the wheelchair, beyond proud of her newest work. The daughter knew that within a month the body would finish rotting, and all the torment would begin anew. While the mother spoke, the new corpse was already turning pale. I was so busy preparing for today that I completely forgot about dinner. It may be the middle of the night, but how about we have ourselves a celebratory meal, fit for a whole family? The police? And this soon? You absolutely good-for-nothing husband. I should have done it myself. The father simply bowed his head. You have always been so offish, and thanks to you, you have now ruined it for all of us. Do not let them down here or they will take our son away from us. The parents were distracted. Now was her chance. As hard as she could, the daughter beat down on her father's hand, drawing deep blood. He jumped back as the girl burst from his arms and beelined up the stairs. You better rethink that right now! Oh my. The mother had her butcher knife around the other child's neck. If you leave us, I will kill him. You wouldn't want to be responsible for your brother's death again, would you? That would make Mommy very sad. I'm not afraid to do it. Don't take another step. For a split second, the daughter almost pitied her mother. Throughout this entire month, the mother kept denying and making excuses, completely delusional that nothing was wrong with her other child. And with her. Even now, she was treating this decapitated corpse like a hostage, with value. Huh? What's that, darling? You want me to kill her instead? That doesn't make sense. I've always loved you more anyway. Damn. The older woman faced her daughter, her knife already poised for attack. She wasn't kidding. Sweetheart, listen to your mother. Come down these stairs right now. You've already caused her enough trouble. The daughter was so close to escaping, but her legs refused to move. Gloria! Her heart was ready to burst out her chest. She would know that voice anywhere. Brother? In the corner of the room, a figure turned his pitiful head to face her. But how? He was supposed to be dead. I'm sorry, everything turned out this way. It wasn't your fault. Gloria, you need to run, now! And with those last words, his body collapsed back to the floor, bursting into a blackened sludge. Now he was truly gone. That closure was just what she needed. With no more time to spare, the daughter grit her teeth and sprinted up the rest of the stairs. Out of the house, she barreled and into a policeman's arms. The mother's howling was already far in the distance. Hey, be careful, that's a child. Are you hurt? What is your name? It had been so long since the last time she touched a warm human being. Don't worry, young lady, we'll take care of this, you're safe now. You cover the seeds with dirt, sprinkle some water every so often and they'll be ripe for picking in October. Przepraszam bardzo, czemu on nie jest zamknięty? Czemu on tu stoi na wolności? Przecież on współpracował z nią. Nagle będziemy mieć jakieś że on został wyprany, tak? Że jego mózg został wyprany, że był zmanipulowany. O mój Boże. Przepraszam bardzo, on porwał dziecko z domu. No błagam. Wow, that's so cool. Well, okay, dobrze, już rozumiem. What's the biggest pumpkin you've ever grown? Hard to say, maybe the size of our car? No way, Daddy, you're such a liar, the father chuckled. But I have won a blue ribbon at the state fair before. You should have seen the look on your mother's face. Having fun out there? Yeah, Daddy is showing us how to grow crops. Chciałam przeczytać corpse. Dinner is on the table. You three better hurry, or it will get cold. like your son. Last one is in a rotten egg. Wake up! You had a head start! Daddy, why are you running too? Your legs are longer, it's not fair. Skill issue. The mother put up a violent struggle in staying with her deceased victims, but she was eventually dragged away, kicking and screaming. Ultimately, she was institutionalized. The father was charged with kidnapping and shortly afterwards committed suicide in prison. No one would mourn at his death. With no family left to claim guardianship over the daughter, she was simply shipped to the nearest orphanage. Alicia? For the longest time, this tragedy became the talk of the town. Who would have known that the quiet but kind-hearted family were hosts to monsters? It was rather lonesome in the orphanage. No matter how many times the daughter bathed herself, fellow children constantly remarked about her repugnant smell. Oh my. She couldn't tell if it was because they were mocking, or if the girl could truly never wash away the scent of death from her house. Znaczy, nie wiem w zasadzie jak to jest z ludźmi, raczej to nie jest możliwe, nie wiem, może z włosami prędzej, ale jeżeli ktoś umrze w budynku, w domu, w mieszkaniu, to ten smród rozkładu wżera się dosłownie w beton. Tego się nie da pozbyć. Tak samo jak krew siąknie w marmur, tworzy takie wzorki. Podejrzewam, że raczej się z niej naśmiewają, nabijają i też ona może mieć też flashbacki, może też jej się wydawać, może ma mieć PTSD, różnie może być. Zakonnica. Oh, you poor child, I can't begin to imagine your pain. Don't worry, we'll find a good family to take care of you. At least the nuns were kind enough to ignore her smell. She was able to make friends with one of the older nuns, who was well known throughout the place for her baking skills. I baked a nice pumpkin pie today. Would you like a piece? Bruh. Yeah, shoo, you silly fly. This pie is not for you. I'm sorry. They are such a nuisance. The flies have been unusually bold recently, and I don't know why. If you would like, I can cut another slice of pie for you. Toast it, please. I'm not hungry. Are you sure? I'm begging you. I can bear to look at it anymore. As you wish, my dear. Okej, skończyliśmy. I teraz glosariusz. O, a może timeline najpierw? OMG. Mam wszystko opisane, zajebiście. Patrzcie. Dzień 1 do 5. Mamy te takie siniaki, zakrwawienia. Pierwszy tydzień do 2. Cały niebieski i zielony. Możemy się temu przyjrzeć, bo przez ten pasek napisany nie do końca to było widać. Na przykład pomiędzy tym a tym nie widziałam totalnie różnicy, bo wszystko to było zasłonięte, poza może głową. Faktycznie nie ma ręki. Stopy mu już dawno odpadły. I się skurczył, nie? Strasznie mi się te dynie podobają przez te kolory chyba. Takie żywe. Się zastanawiam się, czy ta dynia gniła, czy co jakiś czas ją wymieniali. Bo dynia by tyle nie przetrwała, co wy? Chyba. Nie 20? Może 3 tygodnie? Miałam dynię najwięcej? Nie, dobra, może by przeżyła dynia tyle. Który wasz ulubiony? Który skin wasz ulubiony? Death of Sun, Pallor Mortis, Immediate, Rigor Mortis, Algor Mortis, and Lividity from Livor Mortis occurs at night. OMG, to wszystko jest opisane. End of Rigor Mortis in afternoon. Tak, czyli Ja teraz mam lukę w pamięci, jak to się nazywa po polsku, więc z łaciny wam to wytłumaczę. Tuż po śmierci ciało staje się takie niesamowicie twarde, bardzo twarde i sztywne, że na przykład jeżeli umrzecie z czymś w ręce, to przez jakiś czas nikt nie będzie w stanie wam tego wyrwać z tej ręki. Tak najprościej mówiąc. O Jezu, wiem. Stężenie pośmiertne. Tak. Wolę rigor mortis. Jakoś nie mam większą pamięć do łaciny i do angielskiego niżeli do mojego ojczystego języka. Pozdrawiam. Autolysis causes marbling, green blue. To już dzień trzeci. Tego jeszcze nie było widać na tym obrazku. Później dopiero. 7:14. Tak. Green blue color patterns blowflies appear due to smell. Dzień 5. Body starts to bloat in abdomen. Czyli wiecie, tutaj pod brzuszek. Tu, gdzie są flaki. Action stage begins. Dzień 7. Blowflies maggots have hatched. Wykluły się już. Skin is blistering and peeling. Hair and nails fall out in clumps. 10. Smell becomes worse as black. Nie lubię tego słowa, więc go nie będę mówić. Begins, attracts insects like beetles and mites. Drugi tydzień, skin turns black, organs almost liquefied. Biggest amount of bloat, czyli że tutaj jest najbardziej spuchnięte ciało. Dzień 18, bloat slowly disappears due to body collapse. I te wszystkie gazy uchodzą. Waxy appears on skin. Dzień 20, tissue softening and liquefying, draining out of the body, skin heavily sloughing off. Butyric fermentation begins and its butyric acid causes a cheesy smell. Temu policjant się zapytał o to, że fabrykę sera mają. Oh my god. Dzień 24, ligaments soften and muscles degrade. Dzień 24, tutaj nie ma dnia, 3 dni tu nie ma, tak? Czy tu jeszcze ma, a tu już nie. Advanced decay, nearing the end, a composition is so severe bone becomes visible and limbs start separating. O matko, ale to musiało capić. Thank you for stomaching for pumpkin eater. From many shows that enforce in science, the application of science, crime and law, very few showcase and less than a fresh body, even in the movie Psycho and concept similar to ours, where the antagonist believes his mother's corpse is still alive. Psychoza była zajebista, polecam, obejrzyjcie sobie. Was only shown as a mummified skeleton. The composition is an understandably gruesome subject that our team thought would be interesting to tackle. Understanding how the human body rots is still a heavily studied field. To this day, there are many factors that contribute to how fast a body decomposes, such as temperature, weather, scavengers, or even how much surface area of the body is exposed. It can take as quick as 2 weeks or as much as years. Co ja oglądałam ostatnio o Egipcjanach? Nie pamiętam. Że oni wierzyli, że żeby dusza sobie żyła szczęśliwie, musi mieć zakotwiczenie w postaci ciała tutaj na naszej ziemi. Oczywiście lepiej sobie to sprawdźcie, bo ja to mówię teraz z pamięci. Więc dlatego mumifikowali ciała, żeby było to zakotwiczenie. For our story, we had to assume average room temperature, low humidity, constant disturbance due to the mother, and some prolonged contact with moisture. Przepraszam, nie będę już tego tłumaczyć, tylko tak sobie przeczytam. Kto rozumie, ten rozumie. Przepraszam was bardzo, to jest za dużo roboty z tymi napisami. Mimo że już się nauczyłam je robić tak automatycznie, wiecie, a nie, że ja muszę siedzieć za 2 godziny i to wpisywać ręcznie. On the second day, though the mother constantly sprayed bug spray to prevent the pesky insects from getting inside the house, there was still plenty of access for flies and microbes to feast upon the son's body. The story takes place over 25 days, but if the parents had continued to keep the body, it would have skeletonized within 50 days. Czyli jakby tak na powierzchni żył, tak? Teraz patrzcie, coś ciekawego tu jeszcze było. Tutaj są podziękowania. Tak, zajebista gra. Gruesome subject, to już było. Tak. Okej, tutaj... Przepraszam, wciągnęłam się. Miałam tego nie czytać, ale się wciągnęłam. Ciekawe rzeczy. Wytrzymacie. Because of the various stages of the composition, the song also went through many visual changes as the story progressed. Though relatively normal at first, he becomes discolored, bloats, and eventually falls apart in a mushy mess. If he had more time, as this was created for a 1-month jam, we would have drawn more subtle visual variations to his body. Widzicie? To ta gra mogłaby być jeszcze większym pikiem. Not only did we want to focus on the decomposing body, we also wanted to write about the family's straining relationship over the month. We were very inspired by Resident Evil's 7 Baker family and the Amityville Horror's Lutz family. Czaję. Both series involved an originally loving family that eventually became insane due to various events. We wanted to avoid supernatural events, though. Tak, to by totalnie spieprzyło. Nienawidzę po prostu, jak jest dobra historia, ale nagle demon, jakiś diabeł. Zostaw to. Już lepiej niech to nie będzie dopowiedziane, bo mnie szlak trafi. Jak widzę, o Boże, diabeł ją opętał. Nie wiemy, jak potoczyć fabułę, więc o Boże. As though scientific accuracy was our biggest priority. I zajebiście. Pumpkin Eater is definitely taboo and niche due to the nature of the composition, and we do believe it would make a good exploitative film. Przepraszam, nie wymówię tego imienia. If you are reading this, please give us a call because we have the story for you. O mój Boże, kochany. Wiecie, kto to jest? Загooglowałam właśnie. Kojarzycie taki film Cannibal Holocaust? Ja się zbieram ileś lat już, żeby go obejrzeć. To jest reżyser. Chyba reżyser, bo szybko загooglowałam. Oh my god, uspokójcie się. Też co ja wiem o tym filmie? Wiem na pewno, że chyba były pozwy, ale na pewno policja się zainteresowała, bo bardzo realistycznie wyglądały zwłoki i cała reszta, która jest w tym filmie. Bardzo realistycznie to wyglądało. Wiem, że jakiegoś manekina chyba na rower nadziewali. Czy mi się coś paprzy teraz z pamięcią? Also known as corpse wax. The breakdown of fats into wax when subjected to moisture. Lol. Mogę screen tego porobić? Algor mortis, when the internal body temperature reaches equilibrium. Fajny film z Christianem Bellem. With the outdoor temperature. How long it takes depends on environmental conditions. Algor mortis utilizes bacteria in the body starved for nutrients. With a fit on the body itself, stomach acid leaks and begins to digest the body as well. Occurs 3 days after death, but higher temperatures can speed this process up. Tak, zawsze. Black putrefaction, also known as active decay, large amounts of organic material such as nitrogen will be released to the environment. Can form depending on environmental conditions. Occurs 10 to 25 days after death. Blood during the stage, the body begins to swell due to increasing methane gas pressure from anaerobic bacteria, forcing fluids to escape through orifices and wounds. This can rupture the skin and organs. Oh my god. Dries out the skin and essentially ferments the body. The cheesy smell attracts a host of new insects. Oh my god. Livor mortis. Due to the lack of a functioning circulatory system, blood will settle. Eventually, lividity will occur, where the blood will permanently discolor the body. Inavailable in 4-6 when figuring out how a corpse died. Occurs half an hour to 4 hours after death. To jest zajebiście przydatne. Na to często zwracam uwagę, nie wiem, czy w filmach, czy grach. Czasem wam różne rzeczy dziwne gadam. Plamy pośmiertne? Plamy opadowe, boż. Mój mózg jest po prostu odcięty przez ten upał. Coś, czym się posługuję namiętnie, nagle wyparowuje z mojej głowy. Ja nie wiem, chyba po prostu moje połączenia nerwowe już są tak chorobą zjedzone, że ja nawet nie. Że to się pojawia od pół godziny do 4 godzin po śmierci, czyli to pozwala bardzo łatwo ustalić śledczym, jeżeli zwłoki były przemieszczane, co nie? Jeżeli na przykład umarliście na przykład w pozycji siedzącej, czyli plamy opadowe będą gdzie? No, pupcia i takie tam sprawy. Uda, pewnie też łydki, zależy w jakiej pozycji pewnie siedzicie. I jeżeli to ciało było przemieszczone, powiedzmy, nie wiem, po tych 4 godzinach czy coś takiego, to te plamy opadowe się nie przemieszczą. Czyli oni będą wiedzieć, że coś się stało z tymi zwłokami. Nie jestem pewna, czy mówię prawdę. Zagooglujcie sobie, zawsze sobie googlujcie takie rzeczy, bo ja no po prostu z pasji i z pamięci mówię. Z pasji, jak to brzmi. Po prostu to są dla mnie ciekawe rzeczy. To jest moje hobby. Pallor mort is the first stage of decomposition. Due to the lack of a functioning circulatory system, the skin will not receive any more blood and become pale. Occurs within a half an hour after death. O, i mamy rigor mortis. With no more energy being supplied to the blood, muscles will become rigid. Autolysis will eventually break down the muscles, so the body becomes slack again. Rigor mortis occurs within 2 hours, is most rigid at 12 and finishes 24 hours after death. No, to też pomaga w określeniu, ile ktoś już nie żyje. To miała być gierka na 40 minut, a ja tu siedzę zafascynowana prawie 2 godziny już. Ja myślałam, że ze 2 gierki nagram sobie jeszcze, a zostało pół godziny do maintenance Niki. Nie wiem. Ja nie wiem, co mam ze sobą zrobić, ja sobie posiedzę, poczytam jeszcze. O, mam cappuccino do kończenia. Dobra, bo nie wiem, może wam się żygać chce, może wam smutno. Okej, papatki.